Hey everyone, it's Oz. Welcome. It's a really nice day outside, I woke up and I chose violence. So yeah, let's do the abyss. But first, there's this little thing that makes me a little bit sad in Genshin Impact, and that is how everyone talks how Yoimiya is the worst limited 5-star character in the game. And well, they're not really wrong, but let's prove that she can do some pretty cool stuff anyway. I usually use Hotao in my abyss runs, but this time, as you can probably imagine, I'm going with Yoimiya. Before we do this whole thing, I'm gonna show you how my Yoimiya looks. She's level 90 with 2300 attack, nice crit ratio of 77 to 153, with 2-piece Gladiator and 2-piece Shimenawa. She uses a nice refinement for Rust, Constellation 0 and Talents 988. I'd say that her level of investment is slightly worse than Hotao's, mostly differing in talents as my Hotao is triple crowned. Now, I've heard that the new Abyss lineup is pretty horrendous, so we'll see what we can do with our teams. Alright, what do we have here? Hydro Abyss Mage on second half, so we're gonna take first team on that one, and Yoimiya on the first half. I'm gonna mostly skip through floor 9 through 11, since they're not really that much of a challenge. Now, as you can see, Yoimiya already does some pretty cool stuff. She's single target, so doesn't need any mod to group up, and because she's ranged, she doesn't waste time on running to the enemy. Freeze team will dispose of that thing pretty quickly, so that's nice. That might become a pattern. Ayaka just carrying the other team. Happens pretty often, to be honest. Okay, the Fatui floor. That used to be bane of my existence, but now they're dying pretty much instantly. Just gotta kill the Hydra one first, and the rest will fall soon after that. Only the Electro dude left, and that's it. Treasure Hoarders. Not the biggest fan of that fight because they're so far apart, but at least Sucrose helps with that. And they're dead too. Okay, now Lava Cherry. This got done very quickly, although I positioned Oz, myself, pretty badly. Assassin Mages and Pyro Agents die nicely too. Yeah, floor 9 and 10 aren't too eventful, maybe we'll get some more action later in floor 12. I'm just gonna do a little montage of killing stuff in floor 10. Okay, so that's dead. That's dead too. Another Fatui chamber dies pretty quickly. I like how Yoimiya just juggles the enemies sometimes, it's pretty funny. Fatui again. Get obliterated by Ayaka's burst. I should really raise her a bit more. Despite being my best DPS and carrying me through Abyss, she's stuck at level 80 out of 80 with talents 888. Okay, floor 11. That looks weird. I'm gonna do some unusual team. Gonna go with Xiangling, although I think she's using level 1 polearm right now, but I'm too lazy to change that. Diana as healer and Cryoforto Space Key Hydro Shields, and the second team is gonna be a janky freeze team. The lineup here makes us use some pretty unusual teams, to be honest. Alright, 11-1 first half, Abyss Mage and Herald. Xiangling burst and Goba to break Mage's shield, and DPS him down quickly so he doesn't recover. I usually use freeze team on Herald floors, but we got some Cryo Spectres in 11-2, so decided to go for some Pyro characters here. A bit damage to Herald, and now he's down to the shield, and now to just break it with Diana. Of course I can aim, and she's not really too good at breaking the shield anyway. I'll try Yoimiya, and I should have done that much earlier. Second half, some nice Whopper flowers. I hear a lot of people hate and avoid fighting with them, and I can see why. They've got all those iframes when they bury underground, but honestly, ever since I got Mona, I just kinda got used to beating them up whenever I see one, as seen by my Whopper flower mats. Alright, they're down pretty quickly, shame that Ayaka burst mid though. And to Geo Bishops. Actually, I think floor 12 one of my first Abyss rotation I cleared was similar. 2 Geo Bishops and 4 Whopper Flowers, just spawning in a different order. Okay, 11-2, a lot of cryo, which is why it didn't take the freeze team. Xiangling's burst, giving her the catch would be preferable, I guess that level 1 polearm will be enough. The Spectres are pretty tanky. I know they are some of the overall most hated enemies by the community. Literal devils. Another wave, when you see Hydra Spectres, definitely focus on them. They can heal quite a lot, so it's important to take them down quickly. We're already over a minute and still a couple enemies left. Hydra Mage gonna need some dots to break the shield, so he doesn't use the bubbles on us. And he's dead. Second half, another wave of Spectres, this time Electro and Pyro, so the freeze team will be perfect. Honestly, this fight is just running up to the enemies and quickly beating them. Not much happening. 11-3, got some nice Rift Doggo. Just gotta pump my burst and spam my attacks. That's a pretty cool thing about Yoimiya. When I use my freeze team, I have to do all the nice positioning, group the dogs together, and manage to time everything nicely so they stay grouped up. And here, poke some abilities and click as much as I can. 11-3-2, 2 Abyss Selectors, music to my ears. I love their voice lines so much, and generally that whole corrupted church vibe is really cool. Alright, gotta quickly DPS those down and just pop the shield. Because I have my Zhongli here, they can't really do anything to me, so I just gotta kinda randomly use my abilities and apply the elements, I guess. A couple casts later, they're dead. Okay, finally time for floor 12. We have more Rift Hounds, not a fan of that. Wolf Lord, definitely not a fan of that. And the new Bishop boss, probably not a fan of that too. I'm gonna use freeze team on the first half because I usually use it to deal with AoE situations and doggos. So yeah, Yoimiya will be on the second half dealing her massive single target damage against the bosses. Okay, small doggos. Standard freeze team rotation, Diona QNE, Sucrose QNE, Mona QNE, how surprising, and Ayaka's burst. Alright, they're dead. And now big dogs, my least favorite enemies in the game. They're tanky, move a lot, have some janky hitboxes, really not a fan of those. Oh, also I remember we had a similar chamber 12-3 a couple rotations ago. It was my first 36 stars ever, and let me tell you, I did not enjoy doing it. So, now we're trying to get our bursts back and get the doggos to group up. And of course the burst hit only one of them. So, I think we're pretty bad with the time. I remember I had to beat the big dogs in only a bit over a minute to have enough time for the second half on that previous rotation. But we'll see how the next half will go this time. Okay, we finally managed to get Ayaka's burst against both of them, so we should be able to get to the second half pretty soon. The V-Shot shouldn't be too dangerous. Zhongli shield, Xingqiu setup, Yoimiya's burst, yours truly, and Yoimiya spam. I really like how many attacks and numbers in general this team does. It's just so much happening. Alright, the V-Shots are gone. And are those one bigger than the previous ones? Yeah, I think so. So we have only half a minute left, and I doubt we're gonna see that 36 stars with such time. So settling with 33. We'll see how the next chambers will go. Maybe I'll just retry this one a bit. Alright, time for 12-2. with some ruin graders, shouldn't be too difficult. We're just gonna set up some standard free stuff, Diana, some VV buff, Hydro, and fortunately managed to hit them both with Ayaka's burst. Now just hoping that they stay in place, but Freeze Team helps with that quite a bit. I'm gonna do some random stuff until I get the bursts ready. And they're dead. Nice, that went pretty quickly. Okay, Golden Wolf Lord. Look at this dude flying in. He's quite a terrifying puppy. Using all the time that he graciously provides us, we're gonna just wait for him to actually be able to take some damage. Honestly, I don't really remember the fight that well. Just know that there's this intermission phase where you have to break some skulls. Okay, that sounds pretty brutal. Okay, we're gonna attack him a bit here, actually doing some nice damage. And waiting now? Okay, that's also wasted, shame. Yeah, I don't know that fight too well, but I have a vague idea how to deal with this thing. Okay, put pillar.
Stabilize. Order guide.
Meteor this one, so now we have 2 broken skulls. And wait and put another pillar. I remember that from farming for Yunjin. That should be it? Yeah, it is, so we're gonna burst him down. Surprisingly, we've got quite a lot of time still, so Xingqiu setup, Oz and Yoimiya. Just gonna pew pew a bit and he's gonna die quickly. Well, mostly quickly. 12-3, hopefully that won't go as bad as 12-1 did. Ruined Doritos, only 3 so shouldn't be too bad. I assume it's another filler half. Okay, Diana shield, some energy for Ayaka, and then Sucrose. And we're doing the standard Freeze Team stuff with Mona and Ayaka's burst. Everything should die pretty quickly, although a bit unfortunate iframes on the snake there. And ultimately I hit only one of them. Kinda awkward now, eh? Gonna do some random skills and bursts. Honestly, I really don't know what to do in this team outside of the big rotation. Nothing apart from Ayaka's burst really deals damage, so I just kinda awkwardly throw random stuff at them. Okay, we got another burst. And they're dead. Sweet, got quite a lot of time left still, so we should be good. Second half, Vismal Bishop bosses. I've heard they give them a revive mechanic, so we just have to watch out for that. Xingqiu, Yoimiya Q, gotta set up Oz. This time I positioned him nicely, so he hits them when they jump to the other side of the room. Ooh, that attack looks really cool, and ouch, it actually hurts a bit. Should have given Black Tassel to Zhongli instead of Vortex Vanquisher, but you know, doing it for the trip. Okay, so now the fight is mostly standard rotation of getting back bursts and setting up all the dots like Rain Swords or yours truly. And well, there is not much to this fight apart from that. We just gotta be careful not to get hit by these balls, because they drain the energy and we don't want that. Okay, we're getting pretty close to killing them. Gotta swap targets when they're about to die, and sweet! I think we did pretty well with the revive mechanic. The timing between their deaths was very close. Alright, so we got 35 stars, and honestly, I think we can get more. I think we can get that last 36 star. I think we can prove that Yoimiya is not a terrible character. Let's do this. Okay, so after 3 failed attempts, I managed to do this. Behold, totally not the Freeze Team carrying Yoimiya. So I chose chamber specific card, which I usually don't do in full runs, but since it's a single chamber, the 40% attack boost is gonna be nice. Alright, again standard freeze team setup. Diana QE, Sucrose QE, Mona QE, and Ayaka Burst. I think I should first do her dash to get bonus damage, but I'm a bit afraid they're gonna throw and teleport, so I hurry up with the burst. Alright, the doggers are dead, now we have to beat the big ones. I'm just kinda waiting for them to group up and get some damage on both of them. Currently just throwing some random abilities and getting energy back for when they're frozen together. Alright, all the bursts are back up, and you know what that means! Standard freeze team rotation, yay! We managed to hit both of the dogs and dealt quite substantial damage. Now we just gotta wait for the burst to go back and we should be able to kill them within the next rotation. Standard random abilities, or to be more fancy, energy funneling. And we got Ayaka's burst up. Ooh, nice, the dog teleported right into it. Mona's burst. And we got nice 8 minutes 50 seconds left for the second half. We got quite a lot of time for Yoimiya to beat the bishops now. Just gotta set up Zhongli's shield, Xingqiu EQ, dodge, NE, Oz, although I should have used Yoimiya's burst first, Yoimiya Q and auto attacks. Look at all those beautiful colorful numbers. Second small bishop's gonna die soon, and we got 8 minutes 15 seconds left and only 2 bishops to kill. Unfortunately we kinda ran out of cooldowns and energy a bit, so not sure what to do. I'm gonna drop Zhongli's burst to calm them down a bit and wait for cooldowns. And time for the setup with our wonderful trio of Xingqiu, Facial, and Yoimiya. As much as I usually dislike Overload, it's pretty useful here, disrupting those bishops from attacking, so I don't have to avoid and can just keep shooting. I did Oz and Yoi's burst in wrong order again, don't think I'm ever going to learn that. And I missed Xingqiu's E, splendid. But I think I've got enough time despite that. We finished one of them off. The other one is low health. And wonderfully done! 3 stars with 12 seconds left on the timer. So yeah, 36 stars with Yoimiya. We have finally proven that she's not terrible. And that was pretty fun. Also, I checked that Xiangling and yeah, she's rocking that level 1 beginner's protector and lacks an artifact. But I guess that doesn't matter, she was good enough for floor 11 anyway. Alright, thanks for watching, if you liked the video I'd appreciate a like, and well, have a great day. See ya everyone.